Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates. Hi everyone and welcome back to Safia Traders Bookstore's weekly book introduction, and this is Samil. This week we have spared our time to introduce to our audience a fiction, a novel. The name of the book is Goat Days. Goat Days, written by the author's name is Benjamin. The price is $2.99 and it runs into quite a few pages, 255 pages. The publisher of the book is Penguin Random House. Okay, this book is all about an individual. An individual's ordeal, herd of goats, and of course the scorching desert sands of Arabia. On that very desert sands of Arabia unfolds a gripping tale that's meant to be read. Sitting back in a comfortable chair, opening a new book of fiction, we are prepared for anything. We enter the mind and life of people we'll never meet. And that's what a fiction does to us. That's exactly what Goat Days is going to do to us. It takes us a venture to the mind and life of an individual we had never met and we will never meet in the future as well. So, to be more concise about the essence, the theme of the book, this is a chilling account of an extreme subjugation of body and mind, a journey into the darkness that will eventually lead to defeat and self-annihilation. But the protagonist in this book had overpowered that subjugation with the strength of a determined soul. Think you will be curious to know how it had happened. Just read this book, Goat Days. Before entering into the theme of the book, subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon for latest updates. Goat Days. Goat Days is actually based on the real life experience of a Gulf escapee in the 1990s. Najib, the name of the guy is Najib, a sand miner in Kerala, dreams of better times. I mean, his wife is pregnant and he needs to sort out his life. I mean, the same stark dreams that millions of Indians had in the Gulf. To have wristwatch, refrigerators, TV, car, AC, washing machines, heavy gold chain. Najib reflects on them. This is how it all starts. So after a long wait in the Bombay International Airport, Najib with one of his companions lands in Riyadh International Airport one evening. At that time there is no one to pick them up at the airport. So it's almost night. It's almost night when they meet their destiny. A shabby Arab in an old pickup. Once thereafter, they journey almost endlessly from bright city to dark desert, from expectation to despair. Najib is separated from his companion and dumped unceremoniously in a masara. Masara is a type of goat farm in the middle of the Saudi desert. From now on, Najib will live with his boss, his Arbab. Arbab, for those of you who have been to the Arabian Peninsula, who had resided in Arabian Peninsula and are still residing, are fully acquainted with the meaning of the word Arbab, sort of employer, a boss, quote unquote. So here in this fiction, the Arbab of Najib is a scary figure. He is a stinking, unkempt, long-bearded fellow who had matted hair like that of a savage and the dirtiest of Arab clothes. So starving and scared, Najib realizes his dreams is set to fade away. Yet he has hope, faith, and the innocence to imagine. So the real scary figure is the shape of the things to come. During the course of the next 3 years, this is what Najib will become. Pain and panic becomes a routine. Najib survives by sticking his faith to God, by identifying himself with the goats and by seeing his loved ones in them. He names them after people back home. They become people. I mean, his friends, his son, his relatives, his even his neighbors. They become people, and he becomes them. So, on one occasion, the death of the tragedy is brought back home in the mutilation and death of a kid whom Najib identifies with his own unseen child. The horror of his situation strikes him when he discovers the bones of his predecessor buried in the sands. So he grabs the chance to escape and he crosses the desert. The flight across the desert is quite painful, of course, painful and poetic, because one companion dies and the other one disappears, and he's alone again. So he crosses the desert without any aid and assistance. So finally he reaches civilization without any papers, without identity, and he gives himself up to the authorities. So as a consequence of which he is thrown in jail. Now jail is like a heaven for him. At least there is the possibility of him being picked up and sent back home. Even here there is a shocker for him as he comes face to face with his arbab, his boss, but still he survives to tell his tale, and Benjamin, the author, wrote it down for us. So Goat Days is all about Najib's life in the desert and his painful escape. It is not what you had expected to bring with you to your comfortable couch, as the narrative is almost sparse like a diary, and yet, or perhaps because of it, it's one of the most gripping books you will read. An instant bestseller in the original Malayalam language, Adu Jeevitham, the title of the book. It fetched its author Benjamin the Sahitya Academy Award. So, trapped between burning sands and freezing nights, punished cruelly, racked by loneliness, finding absolutely no way to escape, this book is the stunned response of an insect as you trample on it. The struggle for survival. By the end of the day, it is the determined and confident soul that's going to win the day. Goat Days, written by Benjamin. For orders, contact Safia Traders Bookstore, Nagarkoil, and this is Samil. See you next week.